You guys, it's time for all the new devices of March. And this right here is just fire alarm devices. We also have something else. So you've already seen it starting to show up in some of my videos. Of course, here we have the Notifier NNN80. It's actually an NANN80. I know how to say things. So that's cool. The relay I actually got last month, but still does good stuff. This is what I'm excited to show off, and that is the security system and what came with it. So I need to start out by saying I got this from Best Security Systems. He helped me get my hands on this for a very, very, very reasonable price, alongside with everything else it came with. And it's quite a mess down there, so I should have planned out this video a little more. But this box is filled with all sorts of stuff. That's a Simplex Smart Sync module. We've got all sorts of wire, magnetic switches, and of course a Siren. So I want to go ahead and test out this Siren today too. I'm really excited for it. I still need to take some time to get this all wired up to get a whole video going on it. I need some time. There's also a chance that this might not be staying in this building, and that might be explained later. But let's take this Siren, and as you know, or as you saw in the beginning, I've got currently 3 notification devices and 4 pull stations. Now I got a 4th device to make some noise with. This is a 6 to 12 volts DC Siren. I'm going to go grab my 12 volt battery, and we're going to make some noise. Alright, so wired up here, I have a Gentex remote strobe. This one I purchased from the SER Safety store. Probably has a little cleaning up I can do on it, but a lot of it's paint and it's not too big a deal. I've only got it hooked up to a 12 volt battery. It prefers 24 volts, so it's going to flash a little slow here and it might take a minute to get charged up. But then I got the Firelight BG6, which I just knocked over, and this one has also probably seen some better days, but overall it's in decent condition. I cleaned it off as best as I could, and we are going to pull it. And the reason I have the strobe hooked up is because this one takes a while to reset. So I'm going to pull it. I'll let the strobe start flashing. There it goes. Right. I will try to set up my camera in a way where I can kind of show you the reset. There's a screw on the top. And so I'm going to get my little mini screwdriver in here. I'm going to pull that out. And then you can still see the strobe flashing in the video, I hope. I just bring that up. It's all metal. And then I just close that off, and that cuts off the circuit. And then I'm going to put that screw back in, but I'll do that off camera. And there you go. Okay, next up here we have a white Genesis remote strobe. I also got this from Best Security Systems. Hooked up to the 270 SPO, which actually got shipped to me from another eBay seller, alongside the BG6. So I'm going to give this a pull, and then the strobe's going to do its thing. There we go. Now, again, did not think this through. I wish I had a tripod. I try to film things from my phone, which is not ideal. So again, I will just try to show this off as blurry and best as I can. Let's just flip that switch back down, push that up and lock it in, and now we're reset. So that
is the 270 SPO and the Genesis strobe. Alright, this one looks kind of similar. This is an Edwards Siga, which I got from the SER Safety Store. Then I have the EST Genesis white horn strobe. And this one takes the Cat 45 EST key, so I'll give this a pull. And then we flip these handles up. It's a lot easier to do when it's mounted to a wall, if I do say so myself. And then tighten that key up and we're good. So there's that one. Okay, and this one I'm particularly excited for because not only do you have the Siren set up, but I've also got the Fenwell pull station. I figured it out. The lock was really just stuck. It does take an FCI key. So it's the same as the FCI MS2, but it works since it's fire alarm suppression release. Here's what I want to mention with the Siren. There's actually two settings on here, and here's how you do it. I have this hooked up to the red and black wires right now, black being negative at all times. Red being the Siren no woo 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 woo. The yellow is just a steady tone. So, you know, there's two different tones you can do with that, and that's kind of neat. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a pull. It's a loud one, so here we go. Told ya, that is a loud one. So the plan is to get this set up with that security system soon. At the same time, I do want to have it set up so when the fire alarm system activates, this doesn't, because that would be really probably too much. So I might set up a relay, or have the Siren go through a relay on the fire system, so when the fire system's active, this is not. But I'm still trying to figure that out, so it'll be a little while, but we'll get it figured out. For now, guys, let's take a look at that security system one more time. Alright, so as I mentioned, Zachary Cordova from Best Security Systems helped me get this in my hands for a super reasonable cost. You can see I have a keypad hooked up here really poorly. I have two more keypads that go with this that I'm going to try to get set up throughout the basement here, hopefully. Like I mentioned, I'm not sure if this is where this panel is going to be staying. There's a lot going on that I don't really know how things are going to work out in the coming months, so I don't want to wire everything up just to have to rip it all down almost immediately here. So until I get that figured out, I'm going to keep this pretty basic and probably limited to this room just for now. But I really do want to do more with the security stuff and learn more about it. I'd like to figure out how to program this because I literally have no idea. But here's what we got right now. So we got our power coming in over here. That's 16 volts AC. The terminals right next to it would be the alarm output. So that's for that Siren over there. Over to, what is it, numbers 4 and 5, which also have nothing on it. 4 is just a negative, but that can be used for smoke detector power. This thing, because it's a 12 volt panel, most smoke detectors will require, will be required to have 4-wire smoke detectors instead of 2, which is why you would have to run separate power for that. The rest of these are all set up as different burglary zones that are all just normally closed right now, except for zone 12, is it? Yes. And I'll talk about that and how that works in a minute here. But these are all normally closed. That's why they've just got a jumper wire over all of them. So when the system is armed, it will
when a zone is open, you'll see the ready light turns off and the zone number turns on. Put that back up there. Ready light goes back on and the zone turned off, which is pretty nice. I believe that was the motion sensor zone, if I'm not mistaken. And zone 1 is a door timeout zone. So if I set the system and arm the system for away and I walk out the door, that won't activate until after I've opened and closed the door. My wire 3 is loose, so that's going to probably pop up. I'll see if I can fix that. Okay. Just a brief overview of the system. We have fire panic, which I don't have wired up to trip the system yet, but I do want to do that. I want to figure out the best way to go about that. So if I trip fire panic, you'll see it starts doing code 3. And there we go. We've got medical panic and police panic. All of these are fully functional, not monitored, of course. Otherwise, we'd have the fire department on their way right now. If I want to arm it, I would just do 1, 2, 3, 4, which is my default code. And now it's armed for away. If I want to disarm, type it in again. I believe it is 1, 2, 3, 4, stay. And I probably screwed that up. I think it's stay 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would allow, yeah. Okay, see now it's allowing me to walk out the door. And it says ready until I would, there we go. Now it's saying this is how much time you got to get out. Now we're going to disarm, which is pretty nice. Have instant, bypass, and code. So I don't know what all of these really entail too much with this system yet. I'm still trying to figure it all out and learn a bunch. But let's talk about that fire zone. How does that work? In case anyone's curious, I've talked about this briefly. Normally there's a resistor on here at the end. I, of course, have moved that resistor, so it's supervising the wire that runs to this relay. So this relay trips on a general fire alarm from the fire system, which activates that panel and activates the fire zone. So that'll start doing code 3. It knows that there's the fire alarms going off. What I could do is I could treat the fire zone like a pull station if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. That's kind of what's going on here. But I'm not going to put an actual pull station in it. I'm just going to have it be part of the fire alarm system, which I think is kind of nifty. So, like I said, I still want to do more with this. I want to figure out how to, show it off as best as I can. Maybe I can run a few wires around the basement, but I don't want to do too much until I know for sure what I'm doing with everything. With that being said, guys, this was a nice break for me wiring up another system, which I've been doing nonstop, as you probably know. But I have been working really hard to, keep the videos coming, even though I'm not working out in the field, which I know a lot of you prefer the work in the field. But I still have fun doing this too. I like working in the field, and I'm really looking forward to when I can get back to work, but that'll be until after school's out. So guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video. Any questions or comments down below, go ahead and put those in there. If you dislike the video, feel free to tell me why. Tell me what I could have done better. I would appreciate the feedback. Subscribe, check out the Discord, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys in the next requested system test coming up on whatever the next day is.